Hi, good morning. Sorry for the late. I mean, I had I had a problem basically. That's why it's late. Okay, so let's start quickly. So, yes, hello, able to hear me, or is there any?
Hello.
Hi, Prithvi.
Hello.
Good morning. Hi, Nirmala. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So yesterday we have discussed on the couple of things, right? Benefits of new asset accounting and features of new asset accounting, and have discussed on the new architecture of S4HANA, and we have seen the new architecture as well as we have seen a couple of other things from the user entry point of view and the document entry point of view. So integrated asset acquisition and technical clearing account and all the stuff we have discussed. Today, what we will see today is we will see the changes from the depreciation posting side, and also we will see the migration part also. So these are we discussed yesterday. So let's see from the depreciation side today. So depreciation run. Let me open system as well.
Will we be doing the configuration of the entire asset accounting?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
We'll do that tomorrow. So today, basically, we will see only theoretical part. Just I will give the overview. So same thing we will see in the system tomorrow. So entire configuration as well as the front end. Then as I mean, complete cycle I will show you so that it will be clear. Okay. Anyway, the system. Okay, so I'm not able to open the system. So let's anyway tomorrow we will see all the things from the system as well. So depreciation run point screen is document is updated at asset level. We discussed yesterday. Screen is simple to it. Okay. Anyway, I will show it tomorrow. So what happened is here. You earlier you used to have different kind of I mean input screen there. So you used to give the company code, and now if you can see the screen, it will be like your earlier we used to run the depreciation only for single company code. So now you can run this depreciation for multiple company codes at a time, and also you can do the run for particular accounting principle as well. So those two things are added there. And second thing is the repeat and rerun. If you see the plan depreciation run, under that you can see a few more additional options, basically where you need to repeat and rerun when the changes has happened. So those things are now removed from the screen. I'll show you all those things tomorrow. So that is not there now. So, and new additional things are you can run it for multiple company codes, and you can run with a combination of accounting principles now. So those things are added, and the repeat rerun and all those stuff was removed. And also when you run the depreciation, it will be calculated depreciation and posted at asset level. And period end close can be performed even there are errors also. For example, if there are some errors for some assets, so earlier in the classic system you were not able to move forward. So now in the new system, basically if there are errors for some assets also, you can able to post, and you can able to post the depreciation. So what system will do is, wherever it did not find the errors, so it will be posted successfully. For those errors, then we can rectify in the next month or any point of time, and then again we can recalculate the depreciation for those assets. So those kind of features also added now.
Before the year end?
Yes, before the year end. So any month you can do. For example, I run 1,000 assets. I run 100 assets. I calculated the depreciation for 100 assets. There are 10 assets I'm facing error. So that I can do it, rectify in the next month. So like that I can continue till the end of the year. So whenever I can, I wanted to again rectify those things, I can rectify. So but the maximum limit for this is by year end we must ensure there is no restriction, but year end level the restriction is there. Okay. So like that, if there are errors also, we can pose a depreciation remaining assets, and that is also one more change we can see from the depreciation end. And the depreciation run, the determination of the accumulated depreciation of an asset and the posting of the depreciation expenses takes place in the system at different point of time. And the calculated depreciation is the planned depreciation is determined with each mastery cut level and posting it asset. So these will be updated in all these things in also.
So assets we clear, but we have to.
Level. The restriction is there at year end level. Got it.
So we can still depreciate at the company code level as well.
Yeah, if you want, see, you have an option to give multiple company codes as well, company code to company code. If you wanted to run only for particular company code also, you can do it. So you can give the single company code there, and you can do the calculation only for particular company code. But earlier you don't have an option to run for multiple company codes. Now you have an option for multiple company codes as well. That too with a combination of your accounting principle. So I wanted to show it, but
AJAB is still active, right? We still need to close the year, right?
yes. AJAB is active and AJRW is not required. AJRW functionality also taken care by AJAW now. AJAB.
Okay.
Fiscal
Okay.
year closing, we are using the AJRW transaction code. That we need to perform now because it is taken care by AJAB transaction code itself. That means the fiscal year exchange, whatever we are doing, that itself it is taking care of the closing also.
If you don't want to close, see, if you don't want to see, normally in asset accounting, we can open 2 fiscal years at a time, right? Like if I don't want to close my previous year, but I still want to open my new year, we don't have that option anymore.
No.
Okay.
That is not there. So it's automatically it will be closed by your previous fiscal year, fiscal year.
But I think Nirmala, even in current system, there is no option like that.
No, in
We
the
have-
current system, we can. No. In the current system, you can have two fiscal years at a time open only for asset accounting. But when you are trying to post, it will ask you like FI period is closed. It will ask you FI period is closed. But if you have any tax books adjustments, we can still do on asset accounting as long as you haven't closed your 2016 year, though you are in 2017.
But you cannot, pool the transactions for the fiscal year. Once if you not close it, then you cannot able to pool the transactions for the new fiscal year. So that is a year-end process. What we are following.
Yeah, on the GL, see, on the GL and the subledger, you can't directly post it. Like on the but if you want to do any tax adjustments of last years, you still need to have your asset accounting fiscal year open. That you have to open. Yeah, that we can do still.
Okay. So anyways, you can do.
I did it so many times. Yeah, I did so many times. That's why I know.
Okay. So, but generally, we are following the same way. The year-end process, we are closing and open the fiscal year and close the previous fiscal year and all.
No, yeah, if you want to post on the GL, on the book one, it won't accept because FY period we might have closed, right? Like if you want to do in 2018, January, February, and post it end of December 2007, FI is already closed. Though you open asset accounting, it won't allow you. It will ask you to open your FI. Like if you are posting on book one. Yeah, on the book one. But if you want to adjust on other books which are not posting to GGL, you could adjust if you have your asset accounting period open.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a separate transaction you have to do to actually reopen for tax adjustment. You cannot directly do it if it's closed. But I think we can go with this for tax adjustment. I understand, but you have to go through run one more step.
Yeah, you have to go to OAAQ and check it, and you can open there if it is closed. But
yes.
what I mean to say, you could open both years, like you are in 2018 now, but fiscal year 2017 also you can still open in OAAQ. It need not to be closed. But now in HANA, it seems it's mandatory.
Just I wanted to, but
So that is a big problem. I probably would work with them. I really need to sort this out. Otherwise, I'm not able to.
no, I
have the same problem. I said working right now. You apply right now. Yeah, I had the same problem.
Another cause I will pull them. So because I think has a communicates them and side again you are struggling. Singapore.
Okay.
transaction. So we possible, some of the things are not possible. Whatever the experiment that we have done in the classic, say it is AJAW, taking care of AJR double functionality also, and ABST2 also. This credit posting and all these things are not required because I mean by design it's taking care of all the reconciliation part.
We can still use ABSO. No, ABSO we can still use.
ABSO also not required.
Now, if you want to do ABSO, like where you post the transactions, like for example, if you want to acquire an asset externally or within the company, we can still use ABSO transaction code, right? And you said yesterday transaction types became obsolete. Then how are we going to use ABSO? Like if you want to post some transactions on the asset, what are we going to use?
Those things also we have. I mean, we have new transactions are given that I will show you in the system.
Okay.
So,
okay.
The new transactions, AB, there are a couple of other transactions also given. So we will see all those things in the system as well.
Okay.
And the prerequisites for new asset accounting, this across all the versions, it is, I mean 1503 or 1511 or 1610, 161709, and also this prerequisite should be met. So before we go to the migration, we should have a checks for this enterprise activation for EFN should be active, is required for, I mean this EFN is normally it is in ECC 6 also. When we say it's a new asset accounting, this is a mandatory kind of thing. So EFN is mandatory kind of thing for new asset accounting, and the new asset accounting is mandatory for S4HANA. So that's the reason EFN should be active. So for example, you are on classic, this is 4.7 or something. So you have not activated the EFN. So you need to take it as a separate project, and EFN should be activated. And first you need to go for FIA, and then you need to go for S4HANA. That you need to take it as a separate project. Okay, and should be activated and tested in a small project, small separate project before, and if it to be activated. So that's, I mean, EFN should be activated. That's what this is a prerequisite for new FIA, and new FIA is mandatory for S4HANA. So to go on S4HANA. Okay. So and certain other things from the migration point of view that we will discuss later anyway. And second thing is the following enhancements will be provided by extension of EFN. So accrual engine and intercompany reconciliation and depreciation engine in asset accounting, these three options will become through EFN. But these two are not mandatory kind of thing for new AA. But depreciation engine in asset accounting is mandatory. Okay, this should be there. And there are two notes given for the complete guideline for these checks. I mean, this note 1 and 112196 is a note given for the functionalities of especially for this EFN and all this activation prerequisite setup and all. And also they given one more note 965032 to see the differences between the old and new depreciation calculation. Okay, but when we go to the new asset accounting and S4HANA, these prerequisites should be, we need to check, this should be there. EFN should be active. With EFN, accrual engine in intercompany and depreciation engine and asset accounting will be enabled. But these two are not mandatory, but the depreciation engine in asset accounting is mandatory. Okay. And also a couple of things also there we will see. For every additional currency type, so every additional currency type defined in company code, a corresponding depreciation area need to be set up. That means we are doing the setup in the currencies in the for the ledger in the financial accounting that we have seen, right? So at ledger level, whatever the currencies we are maintaining, for example, I have two accounting principles assigned to my ledger. For example, I have local GAAP, I have IFRS. For IFRS, for example, I have maintained two currencies there, and for the local GAAP, I have maintained LGAP for three currencies are there. So total, right? I mean, for my in the same way, I need to sync up my asset accounting. For IFRS, the depreciation area for IFRS, again, I need to maintain for the currency. For example, I maintain their USD and Euro. Then I have to maintain with the combination of USD and Euro. And for the another depreciation area, if I maintain for 3 currencies, I need to maintain again 3 currencies here. These currencies need to be synced up between your FIA as well as between your GL part. At the ledger level, whatever the currencies we maintain, the same currencies again we need to maintain at the depreciation area level for each and every accounting principle. Otherwise, system will throw you the error. So these things also I created as scenarios in my Excel. So in the same way, we will go and we will build the system. We will see, we will do the mistakes also. So what will happen? We will see. I mean, this is also basically most of the time we are. I mean, in the real time also people are getting problems, errors. So how we can rectify those things also, I set up in the same way. I will do the mistakes and also I will rectify all those things. I will show you in the system, especially from the currencies point of view. Okay, so and potential problems. That's what. If you not maintain the currencies, there is no sync up between FIA, I mean FIGL and FIA, then you will see the errors there. So you must and should maintain all the currencies whatever you are maintaining in the GL. Okay, so that's what there is a formula they given. Number of parallel currencies in FIA should be greater than number of parallel currencies in GL. That means this FIA and FIGL currencies should be synced up. At the ledger level, whatever the currencies you are maintaining, at the depreciation area level also you need to maintain for all those currencies with I mean for the respective accounting principles. These things we will see in the system. So I set up in the system. I mean, I created the scenarios in the same way. I will show you all these things also in the same way. We will do some mistakes also. We will learn from those mistakes also. Whatever we are currently facing in the real time, in the same way I created the scenarios. So let's understand from by doing all those mistakes and also rectifying all those things and doing the correct way also. Okay. This we will see tomorrow in the configuration and doing experiments there. And this is one thing we need to take in care. And if this is the case, the new architecture cannot be activated. So that's what. If this currency setup will be not there, then I mean the new architecture cannot be activated. And first, we need to set up parallel depreciation area for each and additional currency. That's what. For example, there for my ledger, I have two accounting principles. For each for accounting principle 1, I need to maintain the currencies which are maintaining it at G level. Same currencies I need to again repeat here for each and every depreciation area, and use it in the corresponding general ledger. So these two things you need to be synced up. This we will see in the system. And there is a program given MIG_precheck. So by checking this program, we can see we can perform all the checks whether whether we can go for migration or not. See, for example, if you wanted to go for migration kind of thing, basically you need to activate the new general ledger accounting, and also you must and should joint venture accounting should not be active, and lease accounting engine should not be active, and classic real estate management also should not be active, and no open request are used in the public sector management, that means management, and all periodic postings are posted successfully. No update and termination should be there, and all relevant depreciation areas for parallel currencies should be exist. So this is a pre-check we'll do before we go to the migration. If all these things are looking perfect, then only we can able to go for the migration steps. This is a program we are using for that. So that's what new general ledger accounting. New general ledger accounting also, for example, this here also a couple of things are happening. For example, the customer is still on the classic. He did not implement the new GL or new asset accounting or whatever. So for that, for them, SAP is giving option for the technical migration. they can go for technical migration. So for the adjustments, then they can able to go for they will, the technical migration if they are not activated new GL functionalities or new AI functionalities, and then they can go for the technical migration, and further they can go for university accounting on S/4HANA. In case if they are already on university accounting, there is no problem at all. Okay.
What
And
does that
also
mean? Yeah, they can go on technical requirement. What does that mean?
for example, if some clients they are happy with the classic, for example, they have not implemented new GL, so they don't
Right.
want the document splitting and all those features they don't want. So they're happy with the things on the classic whatever they are doing, so they're happy with that. So they don't want the additional functionalities like new GL and the document splitting and all those stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
in for them, so SAP is giving option that they need not to go for that, but even for S/4HANA, certain things are mandatory kind of things. So even they will not get all the functionalities, but in the back end, the adjustment, the technical adjustment will be happens through technical. I mean, this is to this particular functionality. Okay, so when they will not get the functionalities of new GL like document splitting and all, but only the thing is the backend it will be get adjustments for S/4HANA new architecture. So that's why they are giving the option for technical migration. And then on top of that they can go for the things. But after migration also they will not get the functionalities of document splitting or new GL whatever. But only for adjustment purpose they need to do that. Got it?
Yes. So basically, they'll be still using classical GL, right?
Yes, classical
The
GL.
classic, yeah. But
Yeah, they don't want
isn't
the fancy features like new GL and the document splitting. They don't want. They were happy with that, but they wanted to go for an S/4HANA. Okay, but system will not allow unless you do the technical migration. So that's the reason I think for the adjustments they are doing the technical migration, but after the migration also they will not use these functionalities. They cannot use these functionalities. Okay. So in case they don't want, if in case the people wants, again, first they need to take it as a separate project for the new GL, and they need to implement that under the separate project. Then they can go for it. And if the somebody wants only parallel ledger functionalities and segmental reporting and all, and they don't want the new GL functionalities, document splitting functionalities, so that also possible. If they wanted to implement document splitting as well, so that is also possible. So first thing is that if somebody don't wants anything of new GL functionalities, they're on classic, they are happy with that. They don't want any kind of fancy features like document splitting and all. So, but they wanted to go for an S/4HANA. So for them, this first option is the technical migration they need to do for all the adjustments which happen in the backend. Second thing is if somebody wants only parallel ledger accounting, they don't want document splitting functionalities. So then for them also it is possible. And the people who wants everything, so for them also it is possible. So for the second option, you need to again, and second and third option, basically you need to implement the new GL first under separate project, then you can go for S/4HANA. Got it? There are three options. People who are not implemented new GL and they are happy with the classic, they wanted to use only those functionalities, they don't want to go for any other thing. For them also it is possible. Who already implemented new GL, for them also it is possible. Who wants to implement the people who are not implemented only document splitting functionality, they wanted to go for it, for them also it is possible. Clear, Preeti, or any doubt?
No, that makes sense. Thank you.
Yeah. So, and joint venture accounting, lease accounting, and classic real estate management, these should not be active while we are going for the migration. These checks we will do under this particular RASPIN_mig pre-check. So this particular program we will check. When we run this program, it will show you whether which is activated, which is not activated. So we must perform these things. We need to check. These are all things should not be active, and only this joint venture accounting, leased accounting, classic real estate management, and also there should not be any open request from the funds management perspective. All the posting periods are should be posted successfully, and no updated, no termination should be there, and all the relevant depreciation areas for parallel occurrences should be set up. So these are all the prerequisites before we go to the migration. So if anything is missing here, so you cannot perform the migration steps. You'll get the errors. This pre-check we are doing before the migration. Clear? Okay. So I think this is also important from the either go for interview or go for certification. Also, these things also come to the check. If somebody is already activated on joint venture accounting, so if you go to the migration, so system will throw you the error. You cannot perform the migration. You cannot go for you cannot do the S4 migration. So any of this should not any of these things you miss, so you cannot do the migration. Joint venture accounting, leased accounting, classic real estate management, this should not be active, and there should not be any open request from the funds management, and also all periodic postings are posted successfully. There should not be any termination, and all the relevant depreciation areas for parallel currencies. That's what the FIGL at the GL level, whatever the currencies we are maintaining for the depreciation areas, the respective parallel parallel ledgers and the accounting principles. So we need to maintain the currencies in the same way. The setup need to be there in the FIA set. So then only we can able to go for further things from FIA set. These are all the prerequisites. Okay. So that we are checking under this particular program. And okay, this is from the prerequisite set from before we go to the migration. So we need to do all this. We need to check all these things. Okay. Clear? Any doubt here? So these are all the prerequisites for the new asset account. We should be active, we should not be active, and all these things we need to take care, and this we need to run, and there we need to check on all these things. Then we can then we can take a decision that whether we can go for the migration or we cannot go for the migration. Okay, so if everything is clear, then we will touch upon all these concepts during the migration concepts also. Just I'm giving the overview here, but those things we will see during the migration concepts where we have a separate topic. Okay. Can we move ahead, or do you have any questions here? Okay, if there are no questions, then I will take system also. Hello, Nimala, able to hear me or?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, fine. So I'm trying to open the system, let it open, and meanwhile I will pull our guys also into the call. So let's sort out all the issues. Basically, I'm also getting a problem. I'm not able to open the system. So let me pull them into the call.
Yes, yes, sir. Okay, sir. Yes, sir. Can you hear me,
Hi,
sir?
Rajendra. Yeah, I'm able to hear you. So I think Preeti and Nimala both are getting problem. I mean, they are not able to open the system. They are not able to open the document. They're not able to open the recordings also. They're saying. I think you people are given reply, but I don't know if this is working from your side and not working from
Sir,
their side.
actually coming to
Just
recording
check
screen.
after
Yes, sir.
yeah,
Coming to recording
just check
screen.
after that call.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. Yes,
Just
sir.
check after the call, taking by remote into the system, their system into remote, and sort out all those issues.
Yes,
Otherwise,
sir.
because we are running ahead on so many topics and we are covering, so they are not able to open the system. Means again they'll
Sure, sir. Can you
it
please
is
just
very
inform
difficult for them
them,
to
sir?
cover all.
Just come in Skype.
Yeah, Priti Nimala, and just check with Rajendra. So after the call, so that he will sort out all those issues.
I would be able to send email tomorrow. I would not be able to come to Skype because I come home about like 6 o'clock. Then then I get back. It's just not possible during the daytime. It's just so busy.
Or,
So
or
I will send an email, but I need to open the recording sessions. At least I should be able to open it and download it.
mm-hmm.
And then I mentioned that I have a Mac. So if somebody can send me instructions using a Mac, that would be great.
Yes, sure, ma'am. Just give us 2 minutes, ma'am. I will send them Mac instructions, ma'am, step by step.
So
Hello.
for both, not only for it is not only happening for Preeti, it
Mm-hmm.
is also happening for Nimala. So send the same thing to both of
Yeah,
them.
I use Mac also.
Okay, ma'am. Sure, ma'am.
It was working earlier, but now it's not. Yeah, today.
Okay, just give us 2 minutes time, ma'am. I will send a step by step instruction document, ma'am.
And Raj,
No,
I'm not able to. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
I have the instructions, Rajendra, but still we are not able to connect. That's the problem. It says like, uh, yeah, it's like the connection is not there, a password is not working. Yeah, some are the other problem.
Oh, ma'am, from my side, actually, it's working fine, ma'am. Can you please just do one thing, ma'am? After the session, just come in Skype, ma'am. I will help you.
Okay, I will try to log in because you replied me now, right? I will try to log in now after this class and see and reply to you. Okay, if it won't work, then I will call you. Okay,
Yeah, sure, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Rajendra, one more thing, I'm not able to open the system sometimes. You see, now is the problem.
Sir,
I'm
you're
not able
using
to
which
connect.
network, sir? Is it Airtel, sir?
It is Airtel, yes.
Maybe sometimes due to Airtel network, it's unable to open the server, sir.
Okay. Okay.
Sometimes only, sir.
So, fine then. So then we will see how we can resolve this issue as well.
Yeah, sure, sir.
I
I
can
will
send.
check with the basis team,
Yeah,
sir, about the network issue
fine.
also.
Yeah. Thanks, Rajendra. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Please support. I mean both, so
Yeah,
that
sure, sir. Yes, sir.
we're struggling a lot from last 4 days, and I think last week also same thing happened, and this week also happening same thing. So running out of so many topics, and then it will be problem. So please help them. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Thanks, Rajendra.
Okay.
Okay, fine. So anyway, I'm not able to open the system today. And anyway, we will try to resolve all those things by tomorrow, or I will use my server. I mean, my server is also not working today. So let's do it tomorrow. But meanwhile, I will try to cover other topics as well. So, but as of now, the prerequisites for the migration things. So clear, or do you have any questions there?
No, the what we went over, I think that makes sense. We just have to uh, do the config, see the configuration, and see how
Fine.
like,
That anyway we will see tomorrow, and the configuration changes also. Configuration anyway we need to do this in the system, but I will take you through what other configuration changes are coming in the system now with S/4HANA. These things we will see also, in the tomorrow session by doing the configuration. So basically define depreciation area for the ledger approach and accounting approach. So this is a new configuration we are doing. So same thing I did here, my Excel. Okay. So we need to set up, for example, for SAP is recommending to go with the ledger approach, but we will see both the things in the system. So how we need to set up these things, how we are setting up the on the ledger, I mean, by following the ledger approach, how we need to set up the depreciation areas by attaching the ledger rules and accounting principles. So earlier this accounting principle is, this dimension was not there, so this is a new dimension we are attaching now. So this is a new configuration. Okay, so this we will see, and this is one change. And also define depreciation areas for the ledger approach, and even accounting approach also in the same way we will do it, but only few changes will be there for accounting approach and the ledger approach. Those also we will discuss there. And the technical clearing account, this is a new configuration we are doing for the technical clearing account creation. So this technical clearing account we can create at chart of accounts level. And also if you wanted to differentiate for each and every asset class with a combination of your asset class and chart of the account and account determination, that means the asset class level, also we can maintain the different. For example, I wanted to, for fixed assets, I wanted to differentiate with a different technical clearing account. For example, for AUC I wanted to have a different technical clearing account. So in that way, with the chart of accounts and account determination level also we can maintain the technical clearing account, or only single technical clearing account also we can maintain at chart of account level. Both the possibilities we have. So these things also we will see. This is a new configuration, you can say. And define depreciation areas for quantity update. So for the quantity update, also for the depreciation area quantity updates also, they've given a new config, that also we will see tomorrow. And define alternative document type for original transaction types. So for example, you have different accounting principles now. as we discussed yesterday, basically, for example, I have two accounting principles, the two documents will be generated. But the initial document always will be pull up the AA, asset accounting document, AA document. For that AA document, if you wanted to differentiate with the two accounting principles by giving the different document types, that also possible. Or if you wanted to use the same document also, it is possible. So this is a new configuration, one more new configuration. This also we will see tomorrow. And define revenue distribution for fixed asset retirement. So during the asset retirement, I mean, there are some basis we can take it. So on what basis you wanted to distribute the revenues? So that basis you can get there. So how we can do this configuration also we will see. So configuration side we can see only these things. And also some of the things are obsolete. Basically, smoothing functionality was there earlier. You know what is the functionality of the smoothing on the classic? So that is removed. So what is the functionality of smoothing? Anybody can catch it?
I didn't get
So
you.
What is the functionality of what?
There is a functionality for smoothing. Smoothing functionality at the depreciation run. I mean, we used to do some setup for smoothing. So there is a checkbox for the smoothing. I mean, I'm not able to open the system. Those functionalities are removed now. So those also we will touch upon while doing the configuration. Smoothing is basically, for example, my useful life is for my asset is for 10 years.
This terminology is new for me, Daya. That's why I didn't get it. Can you repeat it? We are not able to hear you, Daya. Preeti, are you able to hear him, or is it only problem to me?
No, I'm not able to right now.
Yeah, I think he left. I want to ask him on this defined depreciation area for quantity update. What is the use of it? What purpose will do that? Has he explained on it, Preeti?
What?
Defined depreciation area for quantity update. Has he explained the purpose of that, right? No, right?
No.
Sorry for that. It was disconnected from my side. So anyway, I think we are discussing on the configuration changes.
No.
So the
Yeah, Daya, you mentioned about the smoothing. We didn't get the terminology. What exactly smoothing mean by? Can you like explain?
Yeah, smoothing is basically now the functionality is earlier on the classic also it was there. The classic basically what we used to do is, for example, we have a for asset we have a useful life of 10 years. Some damage is happened or something is happened and we wanted to reduce the useful life for 8 years. 8 years or 4 years or 5 years. So that point of time we wanted to reduce the BOM for the 5 years. That depreciation need to be again posted for the 1 or 5 years by adjusting those 4 years this thing. So that we can do by this smoothing functionality. So that functionality is now removed because that is taking care. They wanted to make it accurate kind of thing. So that's the reason they removed the functionality. That I will show you in the system tomorrow. So let's.
Is it shut down?
Yeah,
Is it
is
shut?
removed now. Yeah, it may be shut down also. But the
Okay.
functionality now, that functionality earlier we used to get that functionality on the classic. Now that functionality is removed now. So those are all the absolute functionalities we can see from the configuration side. That is the only functionalities I have. That is only one function I have seen which is removed from removing side. But the new functionalities, the new configuration changes, new configuration added is basically these functionalities are added.
Okay. One question on the. One more question on the Word document you were just showing. It's like you said, define depreciation area for quantity update. What is the purpose of it?
This also, I mean, sometimes basically they wanted to see the quantity information also for particular asset, in especially in some of the assets. So those things they had it there. I'll show you in the system tomorrow. So what are the possibilities there and what are the quantity updates they given and all those stuff.
Means like if, for example, we have 3 computers, you want to create
Yes.
under one asset, we used to do it as a sub asset, right? We need not to do that, but for one main asset, you can just like you just a quantity of 3 there instead of creating sub assets. Is that what you are trying to?
You can take in this way. For example, there are when you are creating, you are putting the assets. For example, there are, or you are internally, you are I mean doing the transfer whatever. For example, you have 10 bottles. So the 10 bottles or 10 computers. So 10 computers you wanted to measure with the quantity with 10 number 10. So that can be updated now with this functionality.
Okay, means then you just create computers as one asset, but quantity as a 10.
So the
Earlier we
quantity
used to. Okay.
that
Okay.
information you can track by doing this configuration.
Okay. Earlier we used to just create sub-assets, like for one main asset, we used to create like sub-assets for each computer. Okay.
Yes. So all this configuration I will take you through in the system, and we will, and anyway in the classic, whatever is there, I mean, addition to this, if you wanted to see the front-end functionality, everything, so we must do the configuration for the classic, whatever we are doing on the new area also. We will do the setup in the same way for old things and also new things, and we will see the end-to-end cycle. That I will show you in the tomorrow. So, and addition to that, we have one more functional, topic. So migration topic is pending. This also all the configuration and all the functionalities. And if possible, we will extend 1 more hour tomorrow, or if not possible, then we will take it front end part day after tomorrow. So limitations and migration also we'll see tomorrow. This I will this theoretical part I will cover, and then we will go for the configuration, and we will see the front end. So if possible, then we will take 2 hours. If not possible, then we'll take only 1 hour tomorrow, and 1 hour next day we will see the front end. We'll do only configuration tomorrow. Fine.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Have a nice day.